discuss about the front of leg and dorsum of foot, part 2. In this part, we will discuss about the muscles of this region. Before going to discussion about the muscles of this region, I would like to show you this diagram. This is transverse section of the leg. In this diagram, you can see here medially, this is tibia, this is fibula. Here is anterior border of the fibula. Here deep fascia forms anterior intermuscular septum, posterior intermuscular septum, and here is interosseous membrane is present. This is interosseous membrane. Thus, this leg is divided into 3 compartments by deep fascia. This is modification of deep fascia. This is deep fascia. So this is anterior compartment, and this is posterior compartment, and this is lateral compartment. So today we will discuss about the anterior compartment. If you see the boundary of this compartment, you will find that it is laterally bounded by anterior intermuscular septum and medial surface of fibula, interosseous membrane, and lateral surface of tibia, anteriorly by skin, superficial fascia, and deep fascia. And now, content of this, you will see here. This is tibialis anterior muscle. This is tibialis anterior muscle. Here you will find extensor digitorum longus, extensor hallucis longus, and peroneus tertius. Peroneus tertius. Here is deep peroneal nerve, and here is anterior tibial artery, accompanied with 2 vena committents. These are 2 vena committents. So these structures are present in this anterior compartment of leg. So we will discuss about these structures. And in the dorsum of the foot, here dorsum of the foot, one muscle is present, that is extensor digitorum brevis. So we will discuss the muscles of the front of the leg and dorsum of the foot. So there are 5 muscles. 4 muscles are the anterior compartment of leg, and 1 muscle that is present in the dorsum of the foot, that is extensor digitorum brevis. So first of all, we will discuss about the extensor digitorum brevis, which is the muscle of the dorsum of the foot. Here, in this diagram, you can see this is tibia, this is fibula, here is anterior border of tibia, anterior border of fibula, this is interosseous membrane between these 2 bones. Here is talus, this is talus, here is calcaneum, here is navicular, this is cuboid, here is lateral cuneiform, intermediate cuneiform, and this is medial cuneiform. Here, first metatarsal, second, third, fourth, fifth metatarsal. Here is proximal and distal phalanx of the big toe, proximal, middle, and distal phalanx of second toe, proximal, middle, and distal phalanx of the third toe, proximal, middle, distal phalanx of the fourth toe, proximal, middle, distal phalanx of the fifth toe. So now we'll discuss about the extensor digitorum brevis. So this muscle, extensor digitorum brevis, takes origin from here. This is anterior part of dorsal surface of calcaneum. This is calcaneum bone. This is anterior part of dorsal surface of calcaneum. From here, the muscle takes origin and it is inserted on. It is divided into. It gives 4 tendons. So one tendon is here, and the tendon is here. So these are 4 tendons of this muscle. Here is belly of the muscle. This is belly of the muscle. So these are 4 tendons of the muscle. The first tendon, this is first. This is distinct and it is inserted on. This is dorsal surface of base of proximal phalanx of big toe. Here. Sometimes it is known as extensor hallucis brevis. It is a part of extensor digitorum brevis. It is distinct, it is separated. So sometimes it is known as extensor hallucis brevis. Though it is a part of extensor digitorum brevis. Second slip, a second tendon of this is inserted on tendon of, here is a tendon of extensor digitorum longus. Here is extensor digitorum longus. Extensor digitorum longus. So these 3 tendons of the extensor digitorum brevis are inserted on lateral side of tendons of the extensor digitorum longus. It insert here, it insert here, it insert here. And extensor digitorum longus insert like this. Here is proximal, this is middle, and this is distal phalanx. And here is position of tendon of extensor digitorum longus. Here it divides into 3 slips. This is central slip and there are 2 lateral slips. These are 2 lateral slips. These are known as collateral slips. This is central slip of the tendon of the extensor digitorum longus. So this central slip inserted on dorsum of the base of the middle phalanx, and these 2 collateral slips are inserted on dorsum of the base of the distal phalanx, and this muscle tendon is inserted on here to this tendon. So this is tendon of extensor digitorum brevis. It is inserted on tendon of extensor digitorum longus, and tendon of extensor digitorum longus is inserted on middle phalanx and distal phalanx on its dorsal aspect toward the base. It also forms, these strips forms dorsal digital expansion like this. So this is insertion of the extensor digitorum brevis. Extensor digitorum brevis. So action of this here, it extends metatarsophalangeal joint, interphalangeal joint. In case of extensor hallucis brevis, it is extensor at metatarsophalangeal joint, not interphalangeal joint. But here in this case, all three tendons inserted through extensor digitorum longus on the on the middle and distal phalanx. So its action is, it is extensor of metatarsopharyngeal joint and proximal and distal interphalangeal joint. So these are the action of this muscle. So it takes origin from here and inserted on here, here, here. Its action I have already discussed. Nerve supply, it is supplied by lateral branch of deep peroneal nerve. Deep peroneal nerve, the nerve of front of leg. Here it divides into lateral and medial branches. So it gives lateral branch. So it is supplied by lateral branch of deep peroneal nerve. We will discuss detail in later. And this lateral branch of deep peroneal nerve has a pseudoganglion. Pseudoganglion. Like in upper limb, nerve to teres minor, which is a branch of axillary nerve, has pseudoganglion. And in lower limb, nerve to extensor digitorum brevis, which is a branch of lateral branch of deep peroneal nerve, it has also a pseudoganglion. So this is all about the extensor digitorum brevis. Now we will discuss muscles of the front of leg. These are four muscles. First of all, we discuss about the tibialis anterior. Tibialis anterior takes origin from here. This is lateral condyle of the tibia. Here is lateral surface of the tibia. Upper 2/3 part of tibia, and here adjoining part of the interosseous membrane. So it takes origin from here and is inserted. This muscle passes like this and is inserted on here. Inferior medial side of medial cuneiform. This is medial cuneiform. It is inserted on inferior medial side of medial cuneiform and adjoining part of the base of first metatarsal. So it is inserted here. So insertion point is 2 point. One is inferior medial part of medial cuneiform and another is adjoining part of base of first metatarsal. So this muscle takes origin from here and inserted here. It crosses this joint. So action of this muscle is dorsiflexion at ankle joint. Another action, it is inserted on medial side. So it is helping inversion of the foot. So these are two actions. It also helps in maintaining the medial longitudinal arch with the help of peroneus longus. So this is all about the tibialis anterior. Its nerve supply is deep peroneal nerve. And the structure is extensor hallucis longus. Extensor hallucis longus takes origin from medial surface. Here is medial surface of fibula from here to here. If you draw a diagram of the medial surface, this is a schematic diagram, simple diagram. This so only medial surface, this portion medial surface. This medial surface, if you divide into 4 parts, this is upper 1/4 part, lower 1/4 part, and middle 2/4 part. Again, middle 2/4 part is divided into 2 parts. This is anterior part and this is posterior part. So this muscle, extensor hallucis longus, takes origin from this part. This part is posterior half of middle 2/4 of medial surface of fibula. So it takes origin from here and adjoining part of the interosseous membrane like this, and this tendon passes like this and is inserted on here on the base of dorsal surface of the base of distal phalanx of big toe. So it is inserted here. Action is, it crosses this joint. So the action is dorsiflexion, and here its action is extension at interphalangeal joint and metatarsophalangeal joint. So these are two actions of the extensor hallucis longus muscle. Another muscle, this is extensor digitorum longus. This extensor digitorum longus muscle takes origin from here, whole of upper 1/4 of the medial surface. Here is whole of upper 1/4 part of the medial surface of the fibula, and some adjoining part of the lateral condyle of tibia, and also this takes origin from here. It takes origin from here. That means anterior half of middle 2/4 of medial surface of the fibula. So it takes origin from these area and adjacent part of the interosseous membrane. From here it passes like this and it divides into 4 slips. It gives 4 tendons for 4 lateral digits, for 4 lateral toes. So here is one tendon. This is same tendon of the extensor digitorum longus, this, in which extensor digitorum brevis is attached. This is tendon of extensor digitorum longus. Here is extensor digitorum brevis, which is attached from lateral side. So these are 4 tendons attached with 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th toes. Action of these tendons, action of this muscle is dorsiflexion at ankle joint, and here its action is extension at metatarsophalangeal joint and proximal and distal interphalangeal joint. So this is all about this muscle, extensor digitorum longus. Now we'll discuss about peroneus tertius muscle. Peroneus tertius muscle takes origin from this area. This is medial surface of whole of the lower 1/4 part of fibula. So it takes origin from here. Here. And it is inserted on medial part of dorsal surface of base of 5th metatarsal bone. Base of 5th metatarsal bone. Its action is dorsiflexion and eversion. Is present in lateral side. So action is eversion. So nerve supply of all these comes from deep peroneal nerve. So this is all about the muscle of the front of leg and dorsum of the foot.